It's the oldest Futurity in harness racing. It's the third jewel of the Triple Crown, and it's our signature event here at the Red Mile, the Kentucky Futurity. The field entering the track for the first of two eliminations. Total purse around $460,000. This elim for $138,000. Number one is the Hamiltonian runner-up Pegasus Spur. He's owned by Dorothy Hardy and Roy Davis, trained and driven by Dick Stillings. His biggest win this year in the American National at Balmoral. Here's number two, Victory Sam, winner of a Hamiltonian elimination for Christina Tactor, the Anderberg Stables, and Christensen. Jimmy Tactor trains and drives. A horse who certainly seems to be peaking at the right time is number three, Norvalis Hanover, who won a Futurity prep here last week at the Red Mile. He's owned by Sajoli, Sproul III, Sabraco, and Clausen, trained by Errol Egan and driven by Luke Willett. Number four, Mr. Commissioner, got his first career win in Bluegrass Series Grand Circuit action last year here at the Red Mile. Brett Pelling is co-owner, does the training. Peter McCann co-owns, and Ron Pierce is in the sulky today. Yet another Hamiltonian elimination winner is number five, Cigar Bar, owned by the Arden Homestead Stables, and Thomas Bertmark, Jan Janssen the trainer. Bert Lindstedt is in the sulky. Number six, Chasing Tail, won twice at the Red Mile last fall. He was a divisional winner of the Zweig at Syracuse, owned by Liefeld, Liverman, Katz, and Goldband, trained by Chuck Sylvester and driven by John Campbell. Chasing Tail. Number seven, the world champion, S.J.'s Caviar. He's won the Canadian Trotting Classic, he's won the Beacon Course, and he's the world champion three-year-old trotter on 5/8 mile tracks, equaling Mac LaBelle's 154-1 mark. Owned by Eli Solomon, Don Bartling, and Cosmos Horse Breeders, trained and driven by one of the greatest stories in harness racing, former horseshoer Bob Blanton Jr. And number eight, Dreamland's Chip, the most lightly raced colt in the field, a $120,000 yearling purchase off a sharp Kentucky Sire Stakes elimination win last week for the Dreamland Farms, trainer Joe King and driver Eric Ledford. So that's the field of eight for the first of two eliminations. There will not be a Triple Crown winner in trotting this year. Scarlet Knight, the Hamiltonian winner, still in Sweden, and Yonkers Trot winner Banker Hall has been retired due to an injury. First elimination for the 109th Kentucky Futurity, third jewel of trotting's Triple Crown, ready for a start. And they're off. Pegasus Spur from the inside. Norvalis Hanover between horses, and Cigar Bar tried to leave. Now Lindstedt backs off a bit on the outside. Victory Sam is well spotted early. He's come away racing in third. Mr. Commissioner drops in fourth. Cigar Bar backs up in fifth. S.J.'s Caviar caught a bit wide early. He's beginning to march on toward the front for Bob Blanton. Chasing Tail follows him. He's seventh on the outside, and Dreamland's Chip trails the field. So they move toward the quarter, and Norvalis Hanover is on the lead. Pegasus Spur is in the pocket in second. Opening quarter in 28-1. S.J.'s Caviar is parked and pressing on, continuing his march toward the lead. S.J.'s Caviar now up into second, and he's going on to engage Norvalis Hanover for the front. Mr. Commissioner is tipped out to follow him. He's second over on the outside. S.J.'s Caviar now looks like he'll clear. Norvalis Hanover did stretch him out a ways, though, before yielding to second. Mr. Commissioner first over on the outside, third. Pegasus Spur shuffled back fourth a half and 56-3. Chasing Tail is second over in fifth. He's about 6 lengths from the lead of S.J.'s Caviar. Victory Sam has been shuffled back sixth on the inside. Cigar Bar gaps cover on the outside, third over, and Dreamland's Chip is in a tough spot at the tail of the field. S.J.'s Caviar has the lead, but Mr. Commissioner is applying the pressure up on the outside, and he's right at the throat of S.J.'s Caviar. Chasing Tail getting a perfect second over journey. He's in a great striking spot, 3/4 in 125-1. Mr. Commissioner has switched to the pace once again. So S.J.'s Caviar is on the lead. Mr. Commissioner switched to a pace. He's dropped out. Chasing Tail is coming. Norvalis Hanover up the rail. It's Chasing Tail getting to the front. Norvalis Hanover on the inside second. S.J.'s Caviar and Dreamland's Chip, but Chasing Tail off a perfect cover trip will do it, and Chasing Tail wins it. Dreamland's Chip was second. Norvalis Hanover third. S.J.'s Caviar was fourth, and Victory Sam finished fifth. 153-1. Back in front of the stands, unofficial winner of the first elimination for the Kentucky Futurity. It's number 6, Chasing Tail. 3-year-old colt by Donna Rail on a victorious tail by Bonefish, all by Liebfeld, Liverman, Katz, and Gold Band. Of Canada, Chuck Sylvester trains, and John Campbell is in the sulky. Counting the non-betting affairs today, that's the 3rd win on the card for John Campbell, who has 4 Kentucky Futurity wins to his credit. And Chuck Sylvester, one of the true trotting masters, looking for yet another Futurity for him as well. Chasing Tail, who loved Lexington last year, winning twice in Grand Circuit action last fall, has struggled at times this season, but puts it all together today in the first Futurity elimination, scoring in a career best of 153 and 1/5. Finishing 3rd was number 3, Norvallis Hanover. With Ali Sarama.
Thanks, Sam. Right now in the winner's circle with John Campbell. John, you and I spoke a few days ago after the draw, and you said Chasing Tail just hadn't been himself all year. You weren't sure which one was going to show up. Did the real Chasing Tail show up?
Well, we certainly hope so. This is what Chuck and I have been expecting from him all year, and you know, he made a mistake that was his own fault in the Beacon course. We felt he was going to win that race, and then he tied up in the Hamiltonian, and he's just been one thing after another since that. But you know, Chuck got a couple of 3 weeks to work on him since the World Trotting Derby, and he was happy the way he qualified the other day, and he was definitely on his game today.
Well, you ended up working out a very good trip. It's action early, 28-1, 56-3 to the half, but you with a second over trip trotted home in 28 flat. Did he do that on his own?
I kicked the plugs out of him, pulled his pull-down bridle down, made him trot right down the wire. You don't want to take any chance with him with his mind wandering, because you have to keep his attention at all times.
Well, we'll take a peek. Now we're in the replay, and Bobby Blanton caught kind of wide with S.J.'s Caviar at the start of the race, but you opted to follow his cover, so pretty much you were parked a long way.
Yeah, he's basically parked the whole mile, but I was able to get live cover from Mr. Commissioner, and you know, he took me right to the head of the stretch, and then when he hadn't been used like that, he was very strong.
Well, really, getting backed off. The second quarter in 28-2, and then the third quarter, of course, in 28-3 and a 28 flat home. Right here, you let Mr. Commissioner out.
Yeah, you know, he'd raced so well the week before, and you were picking him, so I figured it had to be up to the beat in there.
Yeah, I was picking him, and you were giving me a hint 3 days ago. You were expecting the real Chasing Tail to show up.
Yeah, but I was sure he'd get me right around the head of the stretch, and this horse does have tremendous burst of speed if he hasn't been used.
Okay, second heat, any expectations, hoping that he returns the way he did?
Oh, I'm hoping so. As I said, he's disappointed us so often this year, but, you know, I think he's on his game today, and I think he'll come back and race well no matter what.
All right, John. Congratulations to Chasing Tail. Congratulations to all the connections. Sam, take it away.
And here